Good Wednesday afternoon and welcome to another edition of Martin's Koi Pond. I'll start off by saying it is very windy, so this footage might get binned after I've recorded it. We'll just see how it goes. You'll recall in the last episode I was having problems with bits of blanket weed or weed in the water. That now seems to have sorted itself out. I don't think it was new pond syndrome like I kind of panicked about. But what I do have, especially in that corner where the pump pipe goes out, is a bit of blanket weed. It's mainly along that far wall. Now I have added the NT Labs barley straw extract and the barley straw pellets by NT Labs. So I'm going to see how that goes, whether that cures it, before adding any other chemicals. The only thing about that is that it's kind of giving my water a slight tea staining. But my water, apart from that, is crystal clear, so I can live with the slight tea look, if that means I'm not going to have a problem with algae. And just doing a bit of topping up because I did a water change yesterday and I hadn't quite put enough water in, so still topping up. It showed me really the importance of keeping on top of certain things, like the skimmer. I must change that every day. If I don't, it gets clogged up and I start to get foam on the surface of the pond. And the floss in the top of the shower, that needs to be done daily. I was leaving it 2 days, but what was happening is pretty much all the water on after one day was bypassing the floss and was finding its way around the edges. So I've now made that a daily part of my regime as opposed to 2 daily, and hopefully you can see there in the centre of the picture Diesel the Achiever. He's absolutely fine. My worries about him, again, were unfounded. He's really back to being himself, so he was obviously just having a couple of off days in that heat, I think. I actually didn't look to see what the pond got up to on Friday, but it was still at 23 degrees on Sunday, and we'd had a bit of rain and cooler weather since. So that's opened up this week's vlog. Fish are looking amazing. The water is lovely and clear. I'm going to try and get a picture of Splodge, my large Sankey, for decoys photo competition, but he's a bit of a skittish fish, so that might prove a bit difficult. Anyway, that's enough for now. I'll be back in a bit. Good Thursday morning. Now, I said yesterday that I've now got a daily routine, and this is it, cleaning the floss and the skimmer. So that's the little I don't know what you call it really, a little plasticky filtery thing that goes underneath that in the skimmer box, and it just gets totally clogged with green gunk in 24 hours, and that's 24 hours of use on these 2 bits of fleece. So I've just put the clean fleece in, so I'll just grab the hose, and literally all I do is give this a good hosing down, and then same with this. You'll see it's actually blue. And that just forces all the muck out of it. And then we do the fleece. So I think you get the idea. That's my daily maintenance. Doesn't take long. This piece of fleece is nearly done, and I've been filming just under 2 minutes. So catch you in the next clip. Right, I'm back. It's still Wednesday morning. Finished my little bit of maintenance. Hilda the heron's watching over the pond. Fish are begging to be fed, as always. So, I believe the pond is 10 weeks old today. It was a Thursday I got the liner, and I'm pretty certain it was 10 weeks ago today. And quite a lot has happened in those 10 weeks. But something has been a real game changer. Now, for the first 7 or 8 weeks, despite me doing all my water changes through a 6-stage dechlorinator, my fish would flash constantly, and they would flash especially bad after water changes. And it just was scratching my head about what to do about it. I tried 2 or 3 different water conditioners, Seachem Prime, Seachem Safe, all pond solutions, and the fish still flashed like crazy, and it was really a head scratcher for me. And then I purchased this stuff, which I've featured before on here, and the last 2 weeks I've been using this stuff every time I do a water change. I just worked it out. The water change, the 2 cycles, clean cycles of the pressure filter, changes about 900 litres of water, and you dose this stuff at 50 ml per 1,000 litres. So every time I've been doing a water change, I've been dosing 50 ml of the Colombo Fish Protect. And these last 2 weeks, it's been a different pond. Literally no flashing at all. I mean, yes, you get the odd fish after feeding or something might have a little rub on the bottom, but that is a rarity now rather than being the norm, and has to be down to the fact that I've been using this Fish Protect. I tried some RO water, but the RO device was just too slow, so I went back to using my dechlorinator, and whatever it was in the tap water that was affecting these fish, the Fish Protect seems to have neutralised. And interestingly, I've got some Malawi cichlids in my big tank in the lounge, and they were also sensitive to something in the water, and I've been using this stuff on their water changes as well, and they've stopped flashing. So it wasn't just the pond, it is the fish tanks as well it's helped out. So I think I'm going to keep using this stuff long term, because it's clearly having a positive effect on my water quality for the fish. Anyway, that was a little update, a little product review, and I'll catch you later. Good Saturday morning. Well, apologies for the wind, can't do anything about nature, but you find me filming from a different spot today because, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, my little bags of barley straw pellets have come to the surface, and if you look on the edge of that one, certainly on the pipe, we've got blanket weed, and I think the barley straw is having an effect on it, because it was breaking off in pieces yesterday, and as a result my skimmer has ground to a halt, so that's fully clogged after just 24 hours, and I can see it's full of blanket weed. Now today is jobs day. Saturdays when I'm not fishing are aquatic job day, so I'm going to do what a couple of people suggested yesterday after I released yesterday's video, and that's give this a clean, take it off, the lid off, and clean the sponges. And obviously I will clean them in pond water. Now if I take you for a walk, excuse the washing on the line, but this is real life. Oh, the garage is locked. Well, we'll go into the house. I'm going to be water changing all my fish tanks today. I do them every Saturday except when I'm fishing. It's the big tank. And basically in the garage I have two 200 litre barrels that have been full of water that I ran through the dechlorinator for 2 weeks. I've added a touch of fish protect as well, and basically I water change using the water from the barrels, and those white dashes down the side of the tank are 50 litre marks, so I know exactly how much I've took out when I siphon it off. I've got the same on this other big tank, but it's on the far end and you can't really see them. But I usually do 150 litres of the big tank, 100 litres of this tank, 20 litres in this tank, and 20 litres to 30 litres in this tank. So, busy day. I might get back to you when I'm doing the sponges from the pressure filler. Catch you later. Right, I've just about finished doing the water changes on the fish tanks. As you can see, the skimmer has been cleaned and is collecting all the foam off the top of the pond, which is pretty much foam free now. I've got these buckets ready. This one's full of pond water, because as soon as I've finished my fish tank water changes, I'm going to do the pressure filter. You can see there's a pipe running from the garage into the house. It's currently refilling one of the tanks from the big barrels of pre-prepared water I was talking about. So lots of jobs going on here. I'll get back to you when I'm in the middle of cleaning the pressure filler. That's the first sponge removed, and obviously it's well caked in gunk. The rest of the device is upside down here, and there's masses of little worms or insect larvae, little bloodworm type things. living on it. I think I'm going to empty this totally and give it a good clean. I don't know where the O-ring went. It was there. But, anyway, I better get on with this and get back to you in a bit. Well, that was a job and a half. It took me about an hour. But I've fully stripped down the pressure filter, cleaned everything in pond water except for the base plate because there's not a lot of biological on that, so I pressure washed it with the hose. The thing that struck me was the amount of bits of barley straw that had got in there from where I put the pellets in the pond. Definitely means that putting them in media bags this time was a good shout. Hopefully I won't get loads of bits of barley straw in the filter again. I didn't get it all out. I got the worst of it out. But that's why I keep seeing little bits on the floss in the top of the tower, because it's obviously flushing it out of the pressure filter every so often. There's none that I can really see left in the pond, but I want to try this sort of more natural way to keep my algae under control, so I'll have to live with the consequences, I suppose. Now, something that did come to mind whilst I was cleaning that filter out was maybe I need something that self-cleans more regularly. Certainly the self-clean cycle was suggested. I think it was Martin from Devon Coy and Thomas Prendeville both said the filter was likely to need a strip down and clean after this amount of time, and you were both spot on, guys. Well done. And it's quite clear from looking inside it that the self-cleaning, all that does is clean the outer edge of the sponge. The inside was just clogged with gunk, and of course that can be a breeding ground for anaerobic bacteria, which then can release sulfur, etc., and you don't want that. So maybe I'm thinking if I put a Easy Pod Auto UV before the Backy shower, because they run off a pump fed system, I could raise it slightly so that the water level's higher than the Backy shower, so the Backy will fill by gravity from the waste or the outlet. Just a thought. I think it would be an upgrade next year, not this year. Anyone else have any thoughts on that idea? Please feel free to comment. And that's probably going to be it for this week, although you won't see it till next Friday. But in the meantime, look after your ponds, and I'll see you in the next one.